Hey guys, and welcome to the J&K show. We are covering WrestleMania. We have a huge amount of matches this year. I think we are definitely being given as much as they can give. You may feel like they haven't been doing as well, the WWE wise, but they are probably giving us about as good as they can. The matches are interesting, no doubt. So we're going to cover what we think the WrestleMania cards could be. I have an example in front of me of what could be our match order from Saturday night and Sunday night. So we're just going to kind of talk about what we now know are going to be the matches, and they may be in a different order, and we will see. We'll start first with Saturday. There's a chance we could open the show with the 6-man tag, which includes Logan Paul, Theory, and I Show Speed, who is very reluctant to be in this match. I think it's pretty funny, against the Usos and LA Knight. What have you thought about this growing feud that they've kind of thrown Speed in and all that? Like, what have you thought about that match?
I mean, the last time we saw Speed at anything WWE, he was getting speared through the mat. So
yeah, by Braun Breaker,
it's not
ironically.
Yeah, by Braun Breaker. Yeah. Now he's joining Breaker's crew.
He's on the team.
Well, he seems to be reluctantly on the team. But that being said, I think this will probably open just because both nights, the first couple matches are going to be on ESPN. So I would think with Logan Paul and I Show Speed, they would probably want this to be on ESPN so they can show everybody, that everybody can say, oh, it's Logan Paul, it's Speed.
Yeah.
I honestly think that there's going to be a little bit of fuckery and Speed's going to find his way on the other side of it and come out babyface, because I don't know anybody that knows Speed or has watched him thinks that this guy's a bad person. Because in real life, I mean, he's a good dude. He's always nice to people, and he does funny shit. So
he doesn't.
I think he'll find a way to be on the other side.
He doesn't fit the heel tactics, so you're kind of you're thinking that he's going to end up screwing Logan Paul. Probably. And then losing the match because of it or something. But
yeah,
I will admit there are probably a lot of matches more interesting, and I feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just said, it's probably opening because of who's in the match and not so much how good the match is or the feud is. I would say honestly, it's somewhere in the middle. Out of all like 14 or so matches, it's real mid. So to open, good for them. Everyone involved in that match, you're getting to open a WrestleMania potentially. That is what's being talked about. But there's almost every single match on the card. There's so many, and you could have seen almost anyone else opening, and it would have made as much sense or more. So that's my kind of take on it. It doesn't have that much steam for me, but I'll enjoy it. It'll be okay,
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get, as much shit as people want to give him, I mean, Logan seems to be made for it. He's really good. Of course, you got the Usos and Knight on the other side. Whether they're planning on, getting Knight over somehow or just throwing him to the trash like they have been, I don't know. But, at least he's on Mania's card, and I think that's all I really care about.
Yes.
Now, there's some guys who probably should be on the card that aren't, but at least with LA Knight, you can't really say, oh, well, they're just going to throw him in the trash. They found a way to put him on the card. And so I'm happy with it.
Yep, I agree. Who do we see? So do we see the Usos and LA Knight winning the match?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said, unless, Braun is 100% and he's planning to return, when something happens. But I don't know. I think Braun Breaker coming back, I think they would maybe save that for the Raw after. But, it just depends on what they want to do with Speed, really. But, yeah, I see it regardless. Usos and Knight will probably go over.
Okay. So, all right, moving on. The next match, again, I think a lot of matches could have opened, but that may be the one that opens. The next one, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match, because, that's the new word that we're going to use for hardcore or no disqualification or whatever.
There will be color, brother.
Yeah, I mean, just coming up with a new word after a while because you want to retire the old ones and have something fresh. That's fine. It's a new era. It's a new era.
Well, they've done unsanctioned matches before, but
Right, Sammy and KO, I
eh,
believe, had the last one that I can remember. Maybe Damian Priest and Finn had one. I can't remember, but yeah, you hear one every 6 to 8 months. You hear about unsanctioned match, and it's like it's sanctioned. They're there. They're booked it. Like I don't understand
they're getting
well the
paid.
wording. Yeah, it's a match. It's a fucking match with really no rules. I have enjoyed the feud. I think that if you were going to take the belt off of Drew McIntyre and give him a feud, this was the absolute right one. I think they did nail the titleless Drew McIntyre feud. I think you could have had Drew have the title, but you take it off of him. This was the best thing you could have set up for Mania. So I am fairly pleased with it. Fairly pleased.
It's not bad. I think I would have preferred that this be, somewhere on the Netflix or ESPN app match. I don't think that this should have been on the ESPN broadcast part of it. I think this should have been saved a little bit. Maybe put the women's intercontinental match or the women's, tag team championship match
Yeah.
on the first hour.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Who gives a shit, really? But I think in doing that, you kind of limit what Fatu and McIntyre can do,
Yeah.
and
Like, what are they
what
allowed?
they're how good of a story during the match can they tell when that the Logan Paul and them is going to take at least 20-30 minutes. So that
Right.
only gives them a half an hour to do what they can. I
And
would have liked to see maybe Fatu and McIntyre go at least 45 minutes.
right. And then like are they allowed to like kind of curse at each other a little, or if you like overhear it sometimes, you get a little too
Yeah.
close and you're hearing the guy saying something about his mama or his family and you're trying like, "Ooh, I don't know if you're going to hear
Yeah.
that for ESPN, but Netflix might have been like, "Yeah, get in there. Fuck, let's hear what they got to
Yeah.
say."
Yeah. Drop bombs, dude. Who cares? Let it fly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure I'm understanding the matchup cards as far as like are they showing Mania like half on certain broadcasts or what do you understand from it?
They're
Like
Well, you can watch it all on the ESPN app or whatever it is they have now. But the first hour of both nights are on, it's either ESPN or ESPN2.
so like cable people can just turn it to their ESPN channel and the first hour is
Yeah.
going to be just on there for eight,
Yeah.
6 to 7. So okay.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't
So,
sure.
which is it's okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with them doing that, but I mean, don't give them like matches that we should see go a little bit longer
Mm-hmm.
and maybe deserve a little bit more time to get that story across, or
Yep.
do what they need to do to bring it home. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I would have rather seen one of, at least give them a women's match, on there too, so the women can get that little bit of airtime as well, and
I agree.
don't just throw random shit in, and don't put one of the premier matches that's going to happen this weekend on that free first hour. I want McIntyre and Fatu. I want that shit to go. I want them to be able to go at each other. I don't want them to be limited. So I think that's a mistake. But who knows? We'll fucking see what they end up letting them do. But I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be able to do, I think, what they really should be able to do.
Right. I think I've enjoyed their feud, and I think the spot they had where they were on the sign, like you could tell the whole time that they were going to fall, and the angle was going to make sure that you couldn't see what they were falling on. But I
Yeah.
enjoy this setup. Their promos against each other, they're selling it in a good way. You got to sell the hate. And I can always appreciate characters on the show really selling their hate and stuff. Meanwhile they probably are having a normal conversation in the back and discussing ideas and things. But when you sell the hate and I believe it, I'm like, hey, you're doing a good
Hmm.
job. Like, that's what I expect you to do as your profession. Like, you make me believe you hate each other, which they've, I think, done an excellent job.
Yeah. A lot of stuff hasn't been really set up the best, but this one has. I will
Yes.
say
Yes.
they've built this matchup and this feud properly in the
And
last month or so.
long time storytelling, because you remember when Jacob first came in, Drew was very adamant about the bloodline and the new bloodline, and you can't trust, Roman Reigns still, and you can't trust this old new bloodline. But he kind of sided with the newer bloodline, I think for a War Games or something kind of like it in the moment. And then so long time telling, Fatu now and Cody Rhodes and him are all kind of in the mix for the title for a moment. It made sense for I thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes Jacob. I thought our payoff was going to be that we found out that the loyalty, the family, Cody Rhodes, they were going to have that match against each other. We were going to see that Cody's the one that attacked
Mm-hmm.
Jacob because he was scared of Jacob. I really did think that that might be the payoff, but I think Cody Rhodes is just too big to not be in the main event, and Jacob was too new to put him in the main event. But I think you could have, without Orton, you could have had Fatu Cody for the title and had that payoff. So I'm a little disappointed, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we do get that payoff because they brought up in the Drew one talking about the fact that maybe he's not the one that attacked him. He still hasn't owned up to it. And they brought it back up in their promo again a little bit as far as long ago you got attacked and kind of. I'm still thinking that they're not going to leave that they're going to bring that back.
Yeah.
So when I think of that match, I'm thinking about the who attacked Jacob still. So I'm wondering of what that payoff could be like as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think that has match of the night potential for sure. But I said I hope they're given the time they deserve. But we've seen it disappointment after disappointment. And yeah, it's one of the better built feuds. I mean, there's and it seems to me the two best built feuds going into here are going to be on the first fucking hour on ESPN. The Oba and Brock the next night. I know we'll get into it, but I mean that one has been beautifully done.
Money. And WWE has put a lot into that one. So yeah, but we'll get to that.
Oh God, yes.
They've been very focused, big focus
yeah.
on it.
So I think maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's because they want a new audience to come in and see that. But you're kind of telling everybody who follows your shit like to basically pound sand. It's like we don't want our fans to be, the only ones who experience this because they put a lot of their attention into this, and respectfully, but I get it. They want a new audience to come in, people who haven't really watched before. I understand that's how you make money. That's how all this stuff is really supposed to work, but I don't care. I'm selfish bastard. I wanted to say, if you really, really want to watch it, okay, you can watch other matches on this first couple hours each night. And then, hey, buy the app, do what you got to do to subscribe, and then you can watch everything else.
I think we should have had a good opener. And what you're basically saying is you should have had an okay match.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with the
open strong, but you shouldn't give another open worthy match right after and make it really sell that hour because you have other matches that was more fitting for the free aspect or what sort of free, cable free kind of vibe. It's like you have other matches that I think right away I'm thinking Becky Lynch. She's the best in the world, right? Put her on that with AJ Lee. Yeah. I mean, I think that one's obvious, which we'll talk about it in a moment. Yeah. But I think that one's obvious that that's probably what should follow your opener for a free 1 hour. I think that's clear. No, you're selling yourself a little short, giving out the unsanctioned
a little bit,
match.
yeah. Which I think that's a mistake. But what are you going to do? Not my call to make, but
yeah.
Like I said, the 6-man tag, that's a good opener because you got influencers in there who are people are going to know. Yeah.
You get like 140 million people seeing Show Speed push LA Knight. Like, who gives a fuck? But they saw it because they like Show Speed. And so that one is YouTube like heavy, like it has to be there, and it's opening because of the eyes on it. So that's why it's like, I understand. Maybe Triple H was worried about coming with another underwhelming match because what if he's looking at the match saying, I don't know how great the match is going to be. It will be entertaining, but how good will the wrestling be? And then maybe he just didn't want to follow up. Like, do I want to follow up Becky Lynch, AJ Lee after that? Like, how good's that going to be? So maybe he was just a little apprehensive because he's admitting, like, he knows the product like we know it, at least from the fan perspective, and then he knows it from the wrestler perspective. So maybe he sees it and he's just like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you have three women's division matches all in a row right there.
Right.
I mean,
and maybe
you should probably break it up somehow.
maybe it isn't accurate. Like, this is just what I looked up on what the wrestling website, saying this is a predicted match card based off of what we know. And I know some of them are right because we know Brock and them are opening Sunday. We know that the two closing ones are going to be there. Do we know exactly what the middles are going to look like? Maybe they're not going to be in this exact order. Maybe even the nights are wrong. But I agree. You see 3 straight women's. If they do that, it feels a little monotonous. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
a
it's
little odd.
not that they're not that they're not interesting.
Just women guy,
They
women
have
guy. Like, just
decent.
mix it up, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the women's world championship match, I think, is main event quality.
Yes.
You know, Becky and AJ, to me, it's not really meh. It's
a
meh
rematch,
for me.
you know?
It's a rematch. And the last match was kind of a snoozer with Becky carrying everything.
It wasn't great.
The women's tag team title, you know,
That
4-way.
That one will be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun, but you know how I feel about the Bellas.
There's a lot of wrestling that won't go as good, mainly the Bellas, right? You know, you could have had, I'll be honest, Asuka and Kairi Sane should be in. That's way more interesting.
Yeah.
It's way more interesting.
Like, I don't see the appeal in the Bella Twins anymore. I mean, if you want to put them on Maxim Magazine, go ahead and do that. Yeah. They suck. They're not talented. I'm sorry, but
have them be managers. I don't care. Just don't have them wrestle.
I don't want to see their faces. Well,
but they want to be in it, and they're legends, right? So I just don't want them to be wrestling.
Look. I want us to have like 1 million subscribers, and I want to make money doing this. But is that happening? No. No, it isn't. Just because you want it, and you're a hot piece of ass, and you have, you know, followers, and you have money, doesn't mean you should get what you want. Okay, the Bella Twins, fuck off.
Get what you want.
Yeah, but I don't think I had no interest in the Bella Twins when it was the fucking Divas era either. Like, I had enough of it. And then they did their Total Bella show and their WWE Divas show. It's like, shut up. They're not interesting. They're bitches. I don't care. Like, Brie is a little bit more tolerable because she's a little bit less self-inflated.
Daniel Bryan actually helped her learn how to wrestle a little bit. She can actually do some holds and some movement.
She can kind of go, but I mean, they've been out of it for so long. And like when Nikki was the women's champion and Divas champion or whatever, it was so forced and everybody knew it because like you would watch her go. And even now it's even worse. Like she just can't do it and she has to get carried and it's bad. And I mean, AJ Lee had to get carried by Becky, but it wasn't nearly as bad. I mean, Nikki looks bad. Like you can tell it's so choreographed that she makes it obvious instead of being like a naturally flowing move sets and everything like that. You can tell it's obviously choreographed and it's obviously being called in the ring. She doesn't do anything to make it look natural because she herself isn't natural.
Oh,
shots fired.
Oh, going back to the match we were at. Going back. So Jacob versus Drew McIntyre.
No, you're not drunk. My camera. Just got to set the back of it up. It's okay.
Control our emotions.
This is where we need that graphic.
Technical difficulty.
It took me so long to get this set up. I can't believe I hit it. I'm so mad at myself. I'm disappointed. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry. Hey, did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good job. All right. So going back to the Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Who do we see coming out on top in that match?
Fatu! All day. Because we've seen it too many times, right? I mean, we've seen this.
I mean, it's
something's gonna happen. Like he's gonna be a cocky, arrogant fuck.
Yeah.
And something's gonna happen. It always does.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I think it's tough to have one guy have to lose, but I would have to say Fatu is probably gonna go over.
Yeah, I think he should. Because one, okay, for the IWC and the people in the know, Drew's got to go film a movie. He's going to go film a movie. So
the Island.
He's the Highlander. And he's going to be a good Highlander.
He's going to be excellent.
But, you know, I think, you know, regardless, even if he wasn't doing that, I think Drew can go on to the next without needing a win to build anything he's going to do in the future. I think Fatu, they kind of pushed him aside a little bit. I think he needs to get back to that dominant, fucking wild ass, crazy Samoan bastard
Yeah.
who will just wreck your shit.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
what better way to give him that little push than to let him beat up on Big Daddy?
Big Daddy 3. All right.
Big Daddy 3.
The next match we said slightly about was the Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. I think the WWE has done a pretty good job selling this feud. And again, back-to-back matches, selling the hate, you know? Like, I believe the hate, you know? And it's ironic because I think a lot of people, they were thinking that Dom is going to leave Liv Morgan for Stephanie. I don't think there's any vibes to suggest that at this moment. Over the last few weeks, you know, I got caught up in rapid time just to make sure I didn't miss anything. There is really no indication at all in my mind that Dom is going to pull another one and leave again. He's going to back Liv. Liv's hot in a lot of ways. I mean, straight up hot.
Yeah.
She just come out with a music video, which was hot.
We'll just skip that.
You don't like the genre. But when it comes to that, if you put that in its vacuum, it was a pretty solid music video.
I think it's one of those so bad it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Stephanie, I will say, it really does look like she's going to drop the belt to Liv. What do you think?
You could. I don't know.
What does it look like if she wins? Like I'm not feeling the momentum for Stephanie.
I'm kind of not either. I think it's looking a little bit like Liv is gonna go over, but at the same time, Vaquer's had, I wouldn't really call it a great run so far. There's been little interest, I think, in her run up to this point.
Yeah.
And
I think she needs to drop the belt.
Yeah, and I think Liv just has so much on her side. Plus, you made her and I always forget her damn name.
Roxanne and Raquel.
Roxanne. You made them butt heads. You gave them both knots.
Those knots
plus
were
you got
gross.
Oh, they're evil. Plus you got Raquel there too. So you know, I think Liv just has so much on her side that you can. That's basically the way you have to go. Unless Stephanie comes out with somebody else to back her up. We've seen that 1.5 million times too. So I think interest wise, you know, I think it would be better if the title is on Liv with the Judgment Day and all that stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But
would it surprise
me if Vaquer retains? No. Yeah.
The fact that they kicked Finn out, it makes a lot of sense for Liv to have the world title and to kind of be like the leader of the Judgment Day. Like that's what it would look like, right? So like to me, I'm like at that moment, the way the things shift in their club, like I'm sorry, Stephanie, but you had yourself a little run and now you lose the belt and we see your adversity run. Now we're going to see your you get an IC title or tag titles, or we're going to see your adversity run. You've had the belt a little while. I don't see the scenario where she holds. I'd be genuinely surprised. And that's not saying she's not even a better wrestler. She may probably be a better wrestler than Liv for what she can do in the ring. But like
She is.
I'm not seeing the whole package for Mania. I think it'll be Liv.
Yeah. I do agree. Plus, you know, she's had a little bit of a run. They're going to make her a multiple-time champion. So, I mean, she'll get another go.
Yeah, she will.
Maybe even do a rematch at Backlash or something. She could win it back. Things can happen, but I think on the big stage right now, I do think Liv should bring it home.
Yep, I agree. So then the snoozer, which it makes sense to put it in the very middle because you want to open strong. Things can tail off if they need to, and then you kind of end it strong too. So the very middle, potentially AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, I'm not interested, right? I'm just not interested. And part of it's because we've already seen it. And then the other part is Becky's going to get the title back, right?
I hope so.
AJ Lee's not going to keep the title. I don't see her having a long extended run back in the WWE. I think that Becky's going to take the title. That the feuding of it has simmered down, and this feels like the chapter closing. So then AJ Lee, if she kept the title, she'd have to start a feud with someone else, and I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it either. I think if they want, they're probably going to try to milk this cow as much as they can. So, I mean, if your plan is to get them to do another match, like a Backlash or
Yeah.
God forbid SummerSlam,
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't think it should. I think this should be the last time that they go at it. I think Becky should go over and be the end of it, because Becky does way more for that title than AJ Lee does. If AJ Lee isn't going against Becky Lynch or anything like that, she's not feuding with anybody else. You can't really put her in with anyone else unless someone returns during this match and messes with AJ. There's nothing interesting past that.
Which a lot of people have, with these two involved, a lot of people have mentioned, could we get Saraya or whatever, however they pronounce it, Paige? Could we get that? And then a lot of people have said Caitlyn, because they're like, there's unfinished past, blah, blah, AJ Lee, and this. I'm not seeing that be very likely, because if you're at Mania and you tease that return, you would have liked to have set that up for a Mania, to have the return happen and say Caitlyn interrupts AJ and costs her the title and is on side with Becky. And now that AJ Lee's all pissed off, then what Backlash, she brings the surprise Paige back to WWE. I mean, you can do that. It doesn't feel like, in my feeling, that it's going that direction. This feels like a chapter closing to me.
Yeah. And me too. And I mean, it should, because I don't think AJ's long for the teeth. She's just not. She doesn't have. I think if she goes beyond this year, I would be surprised. But I don't think she's going to have more than like 4 more matches left in her.
She's limited.
It doesn't
in her
seem like
move
it.
set. Like, even her Black Widow is difficult to do because she's never worked with these girls, and it's really difficult for her to. She's getting cleaner with it with Becky, because they've worked together long enough now, and she can finally get Becky in there. But Becky couldn't even figure out how to get her arm far enough or the right angle for her to grab and then get her all up. And then Becky's having to support her weight a little bit to make the right angle without falling over. You know, to shift left or right and fall. So it's clunky, you know, the whole situation. Her move set is clunky, and it makes her seem more like a Bella. And it's not because she's not better than them, but it's because the types of moves are harder to execute.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. How much has AJ Lee looked better than the Bellas? Not much. We like her a lot more. Yeah, we like her a lot more. We know how much better she is. But at this moment, the lack of chemistry is hurting her.
Yeah. So. I think they need to stop trying to make her and force her as a performer. I think she just put her with Punk, man. I mean, screw it all. Put her with Punk. This is how it should be anyway. Everybody knows they're an item. They just had their little swan song thing at Chicago.
They both got to be heroes for just one day.
They were. No, shut up. But I mean, I think that's how it needs to be. I mean, AJ in my eyes has always been a better manager than she has been a performer.
She's good on the mic.
You know, like when she was with Ziggler, she was with Big E, you know, and everybody back in the day. She was awesome.
Yeah.
She was a psychotic lunatic chick, you know.
And then she learned how to wrestle, and she wasn't bad. And I think that's people remembering that she wasn't too bad. It's like that was still the Divas era. We got to remember.
Yeah, everybody was kind of rough, but I mean, it was, you know, I think the only one that you could really see in the Divas era was Charlotte. And she was always head and shoulders and even complete torso above everybody else. So, you know, and now it's a lot more competitive. It says it's not calling spots in the ring and obvious, like setting up, like, okay, I gotta bend down and get my, you know, elevation a little bit. I gotta jump up, and you gotta kind of push me up a little bit. No, now they just do it, and it's smooth and it's elegant and it looks great.
Yep.
But anytime you try to force somebody from back in the day to say, okay, these guys can still go. I know they can't. So stop trying to do it. I honest to God hope that this is one of, if not the last AJ Lee matches that we're going to get forced upon us.
Yeah.
But, you know, God love her. But, I mean, damn. I mean, how it's obvious. Now I hope that she's been working this whole time and she looks a lot better tomorrow. I
Yep.
really hope.
Yep.
And if that's the case, and it's like, okay, you sold me for the rest of the year. It's like I can see her getting booked a couple more times. But if this looks at all like it did
This one.
the last time, no, thank you.
No.
Thank you for what you've done, but please kind of go into be a manager or something. Don't keep doing this, please.
And I think we were wanting her to come back. I think most fans wanted her to come
Yeah.
back with everything that was going on. They wanted her to come back. Punk and Rollins, it was just like, yeah, we got to have AJ. But she came back and did what she was supposed to do. No offense. I don't think she was ever supposed to win a title. I don't think that
I don't
should
think
have
so
ever
either.
happened. We should have got her for a few things and had fun and enjoyed it. But when you're holding a title, I have to grade you according to that, like to some degree. And like, you aren't doing well enough to have the title. You're not better
Yeah.
than Asuka. You're not better than Bailey. You're not better than some of these other, like Alexa Bliss. Even you're not better than Alexa Bliss.
She's not even better than Becky.
Yeah, she's not. So
Nowhere near.
I don't. I'll be honest. How much better are you than Maxine Dupree?
Or say Maxine's right at her level, if not a little bit better.
She's grown and she has some kicks and some good moves
Yeah.
that are entertaining now. I would much rather have the IC belt go between Natalia and Maxine, and then have something build up where there's some big mean person versus Maxine. I don't know. Like, you could have sold me on Becky Maxine, and it wouldn't have been that different than the AJ, I guess is my point. Could you have seen it be Maxine?
Say that name.
Could you have seen it be Maxine and Becky and it give you almost no difference for this match at Mania? Would you feel different? Not really.
At least Maxine's there.
Yeah.
Where has AJ been?
I'm just saying. I wanted her for a few matches, and they should have been non-title related. That's how I looked at it for me.
Yeah. You want what nostalgia.
Yeah. She should have cost
you want
Becky
some
the title, which
stuff.
she did. And then they should have had some brawls without the title involved. That's how they did it right, and then they did it wrong. So it's all right.
Yep, the wrestler is supposed to make the title, not the title making the wrestler.
Exactly.
In this case, Becky brings prestige to the IC title.
Yes.
And I know Becky's not long for this very much longer either. She's been at it a while. She's turning the corner, I think. But AJ Lee's been in the garage for a while.
Your favorite person's wrestler's favorite wrestler, or whatever the fuck they say. It's like, okay, I get it. Sure. Okay,
yeah.
Let's move on.
Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
It's a segue to, you said Charlotte. We got the 4 tag team women match, the Fatal 4. And I actually think I predicted this a week or a month or so back.
You didn't.
That I thought that they might do a 4-way tag, that I saw that being a possibility.
Foil that brow at me.
You mentioned that the Bellas were going to be involved in it and that you were pissed when we watched the last one. And you said, here they go. They're laying the groundwork, Bailey, Lyra, and the Bellas. And I said, I think it will be them and that it'll be a tag team Fatal 4 or something. And that's exactly what they ended up with.
Yeah.
Nia Jax / Legend. I like their team. WWE done a good job. I love it. They've done a good job making that team.
Putting them two together was awesome.
That was good.
That was a good call.
Did a good job. Flair and the Bliss have been fun as well. I like Bailey, Lyra together still. They fit. They're similar. Now Bailey's got some wings growing on her arms. I'm liking it.
Crazy bird lady.
And then the Bellas are the Bellas, right? That's the one we can knock off right now and say absolutely can't win. Don't even. We're not in Saudi Arabia, so no, they're not winning. No blood money here. The other 3, let's discuss. They've been setting up the feud by basically no one can have a match without it being interfered. They've been doing it for weeks. Now we're going to see them all in a match together. Who do you think comes out on top in this tag team match?
I think if you're going to take the belts off of Nia and Lash, which I think would be a mistake, I think it should be Bailey and Lyra.
Yes.
Because I think the balance, like right now, the whole Charlotte Alexa thing, I kind of see that coming to an end.
I don't really want it to, but it's gonna happen.
I'm not saying I want it to, but I mean, it looks like
all good things
it's going
must
to
come to an end.
All of them should. I mean, and I think going into it when they start is like this is going to end within a year. I don't think anybody really looked at it and was thinking this is going to last a long time. It's not.
Do you think that their stuff should build up to a Mania, or do you think it might build up to a SummerSlam or something instead? You think it?
Probably at least one of the big four, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Because if it was going to happen soon, then we maybe could see them at each other at SummerSlam.
yeah, it could build up to then. I don't want them to do anything for like Backlash here in a month or anything like that, but
No. I'm not ready for it to end yet, but
well, not yet. I mean, it's coming, but
stop saying.
it is. It is, bud.
I've actually been able
But
to like
I
Charlotte a
think
little bit lately. Honestly, I've liked what she's done. Have you
yeah.
been happy with what she's been doing? She's not in the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
limelight of the, you know what I mean? She's not been her typical Flair, I
Mhm.
start the line type bullshit. Like, it's been nice to see her take back seat, be in the middle, chill in the middle, and have fun in the middle. It's been nice to have her in that area.
Yeah, it's been nice seeing her there. But even when we were talking about back at the Rumble, when she was just coming back and it's like insert herself in the Rumble, it's like I don't want to see that. I don't want her near the top. But but since then, I think this is kind of what should have happened when she came back. Give her some sort of like mid card feud or do something with her like that, like they have
Mm-hmm.
been,
Yeah.
and then let that run its course, end it, and then you can put her back in the title picture of something.
Yeah, because I mean,
But
Alexa came back at the same night too. Both of them were the comebacks, the little comeback kids over here from in Indy, and I I thought that it was a great surprise that they were put together and then it's worked the way it's worked. I've been very happy with it. So I don't really want it to end because I think that the end means what would you do with Charlotte after, and I think that's guaranteed back in the title picture because you can't have her, in my opinion, she is too big of a name to fight with the IC or US. Totally not in her world. So for me, you can't have her do anything else. So I want her to stay
no,
there as long as we can have her there just cuz sometimes I get exhaustion from her being involved in the top matches.
yeah,
So
yeah, you get exhaustion. But I mean, she hasn't been in it in a while, so
true, true. It won't be a
it's
bad
like
right away.
I could see going at it. I mean, it depends on who wins the two different women's title matches, but I guess we'll see. But
Because we can see her versus Jade because people do want to see that, and you can see
no,
the grunt. The
no,
yes, you do. You want to at some
I
point
don't
you
want to
want to
see
see
Jade
that.
and Charlotte. I don't think Jade's ready for Charlotte. Jade's not ready for her.
I know, but
Like
you
she's
want
ready
to at
for
some
Rhea.
point. I'm saying that is in your mind already that we do want Jade Charlotte at some point.
Do I
They've already
think it'll
teased
happen?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen
Yeah, I
eventually.
think
I don't
it'll
know if
happen.
it'll happen in a year, but like it'll happen eventually.
Yeah. Well, you can put her, she would mix well with Rhea because they're both like the same type. I
Now,
mean, Jade and Rhea are just big, badass women who will beat the shit out of each other.
but Rhea and Charlotte,
But
that would be a rubber match. So that probably is another Mania one. So that's something again later down the line.
yeah, but I think win or lose, I don't think I'm ready to see Jade Charlotte yet, just because Jade is just, gosh, she's still so green,
Yes, she
and
needs time, no doubt.
she needs a lot more time before you put her with somebody like Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte can carry anybody, but I don't want to see that. I want to see Jade be able to carry herself. And we'll see what she does this weekend, but but I think the only outcome of this match that would make sense to me is Nia and Lash retaining. That's what I think should happen because they're a good dynamic right now
Yeah,
and they're a good team. And I think Lash has greatly improved over the last year, few months, whatever.
yeah.
But if you're going to take the titles off of them, Bailey and Lyra. So my prediction is Nia and Lash retain. But if you're going to ask me, if they have to lose the titles, who should they lose them to? Bailey and Lyra. And I want the Bella twins to come out during their entrance and then they both roll their ankles.
I agree mostly with that. What I would say is I think I lean a little more Bailey Lyra because Bailey kind of got pulled out for Becky last year. And I would like to see Bailey and Lyra win together for their team and storytelling. They haven't won one together, so I would like to see that. They were supposed to win it last year. They put Becky in instead. They do their whole deal Becky Lyra, this and that. Bailey Lyra feels like the right choice, but yes, I do see that Nia Jax and Lash Legends should win them, but I lean more Bailey Lyra instead. I don't think Charlotte and Alexa need the titles, and the Bellas definitely don't. So for me,
God, no.
there's really only two of the four that makes any kind of sense at all, and we just flip flop on which one we put number one. But yeah, pretty much agree with you.
Bushi.
The next match, which kind of got set up in the fucking ninth, what do they call that? The 11th hour?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Seth
I don't like it.
Rollins versus Gunther, and I'm trying to understand it. I actually became more pissed off recently about this match because Rey Mysterio is at Mania. I'm really annoyed. Somebody decided they didn't want to retire or something, evidently, because what should have happened was Gunther should have retired Rey. You have already established that that's what you're doing with him. What does this do now? Seth Rollins, in my opinion, should have some momentum to deal with the Vision, but Gunther also needs his momentum dealing with the fact that he's going to become this dude that hurts people and keeps doing his thing and injures or retires them. Now you're stuck. You have to hurt someone's momentum. For me, total fuck job on this one. Totally blew it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ray actually got hurt and they had to make a change. I don't know if the Vision injuries fucked things up and then they didn't know what to do with the Usos and they had to put things in a different format. I think they were playing some checkers and some chess on a board, moving things around last second. And maybe the documentary comes out and we see that that's exactly what they were having to do. I am not thrilled with Rollins versus Gunther at all.
I'm not either. I love them both. I think they're both excellent.
Yes, but they should not be facing each other.
So I mean, it'll be I'm sure it'll be a good match. I'm sure it'll be good.
Pros.
But I mean, the build. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
No build.
You know,
and
is Gunther in the Vision now?
Right. No, he's going to get a favor from Heyman. Oh well, we've seen that. We've already seen that.
Yeah.
We're fucking rinse, cycle, and repeat. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. What are we doing? It's like the same thing with Seth last year at Mania when, Punk and Roman. Okay, we get it. There's a favor. Whatever. I will take care of Seth for you, but then you're going to owe me a favor. Well, what's the favor?
We already kind of know the
favor.
I don't know. Me winning a champion or, a championship. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Rinse, cycle, recycle, repeat.
Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like Gunther, he's stale. And when you try to, in 2 weeks, create a feud for Mania, that's already a fucking problem. First of all, you have like 7 weeks from your last fucking Elimination Chamber to set your fucking up with Mania. And in the fucking 11th hour, you try to do this. And then they're like, it's not just a job. It's personal. Don't fucking sell us on this personal bullshit. Well, you're jealous.
How you got personal?
In the 2 weeks left before Mania, you're jealous of Seth and you want to put him out. No, stop it. That's terrible plotting. You can't knock them all out of the park.
So stupid.
But with these two high-profile ones, it's really annoying to miss the bar on your high-profile guys.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say it's personal because these two have had little to no interaction with each other. Yeah. I mean, none. What happened? Okay, show us something that happened between the two of them behind the scenes that made it personal. And then I would probably buy into it. But right now it's nothing. He comes out of the blue and fucking takes him out. Okay, well, that made it personal. But Gunther's mad at Seth because he went out and fucked with Seth. So now Gunther's pissed at Seth. Okay. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
There's really nothing that happened. But if you could show me a little bit of maybe behind the scenes of something that happened like at the Royal Rumble behind the scenes or something that happened last year behind the scenes where Seth could have done something or shoved him out of the way or bumped into him or yelled at him for some reason, then okay, I can kind of see it, but I'm just not buying it. I have little interest in this match other than it's Seth Rollins and it's Gunther, and it should be a banger.
Yeah.
But there's just no interest.
I get that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed getting injured have definitely altered this, probably because they were probably going to do Breaker and Rollins. That would have made so much sense. But I actually thought it would have been okay if you did Logan Paul and Rollins. I think everybody would have signed up for that one too. But
yeah, I was saying that I thought that should have been Seth's WrestleMania opponent. We should have Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
Yeah. But
that's a dynamite match.
They needed Bronson Reed healthy so that maybe he could be with Theory, and then they could still face the Usos, which then would have still maybe fucked LA Knight, or maybe they could have had ISO Speed, and they still could have done it. Then Reed gets hurt too, and they're like, well, fuck. We really can't pull Logan Paul away from Theory, because then Theory's alone. We can't really build him up with anybody. But then the Usos don't have an opponent. We already put the Usos together. And so it was like this effect where two injuries from the same group caused this big thing, and they made it seem like Rey Mysterio got hurt. I don't know if I'm really sold that he got hurt, because now he's fucking facing all the luchadors for the IC title and Bouncy. Like, I don't think he's is injured really. I think that was just a farce. That was to rub out the fact that they weren't going to have Gunther Ray. It's like, no, actually Ray's hurt, and so he can't face Gunther. And they used that to pivot away. And then it's like, but Ray, we're not going to screw you. You can do a ladder match, right? Like, yeah, he was never hurt. You don't come back and do a fucking ladder match if you were injured. So
no, I don't. Yeah, like I don't get it, but sure. I mean, you had to do something. And if because you have two of your biggest stars who aren't champions currently with nothing to do, and you're not going to have a WrestleMania and not have Seth Rollins and or Gunther involved in anything. You're just not going to do it. It's like, okay, we'll just put them together, and then they can just scissor all night long.
Especially when Rollins was a bit injured and had some time off, and you were setting up and you realizing, man, we're really kind of screwed on this Vision deal. We're going to have to put this on hold. Which the thing about payoffs is you can get the payoff. As long as you pause it just right, you'll get your payoff later. We're still going to get Breaker Rollins. We're still going to get those Vision versus Rollins payoffs. It's still going to happen, and it's just on hold. But like, don't you look at this and think that Gunther's probably going to go over on Rollins?
No.
You think Rollins will go over? I don't think so.
I think Rollins is going to go. I think he will, because we've seen it a lot. When Gunther's not in an obviously he's going to retire this guy match, he goes. He drops. And it's fine, because he'll just roll over and go into the next thing.
Yeah.
But I think Rollins needs the momentum more than Gunther does. Gunther will make his own momentum. Rollins, I think, will need this to build onto something, because he's going to go after this and get involved with the Vision still somehow. And that's what I'm saying. If Gunther wins, it will be because Breaker returns and attacks Seth or something. There's going to be a little tomfoolery involved, I think. But if nothing happens, then I think Rollins will probably go over. Just because Gunther doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to. I think if you make, after everything that's happened, after all the bullshit that Rollins has pulled with the masked guys, all that effort went into that, messing with Paul Heyman, beating the shit out of Heyman a couple different times, and you have him fall at Mania, I mean, it kind of makes him look like a bish.
I know.
So
it makes Gunther look like a bigger bish if he loses. That's the thing.
Because Rollins
hasn't even had a match. He's been injured. You have the threat of the Vision or Paul Heyman interfering to make Seth lose. If Seth is able to beat Gunther despite coming off an injury, despite possibly the Vision interrupting, I would say it makes Gunther look small. And if you're being honest, Seth Rollins is going to be fucking and feuding with the Vision. So Gunther wins this match so that maybe you can pretend and see a future with him in the title picture, because someone's going to have to face Punk or Roman for this belt on Raw at some point or another. They're going to have to switch to a different guy to feud with. So I think it's going to be Gunther, because we already know Rollins is not going to need a title right now. He is dealing with a faction. I think that means Gunther has to win. That's my mindset. Because the favor, and it has to mean something. It's hard to have momentum and you lose the match. Like, my favor was, I'm going to lose the Rollins for you, Heyman. No, I don't see it. This is me specifically. I just don't see it. I get what you're saying, but for me, it looks likely that Gunther's going to choke Rollins out, maybe even with a little tomfoolery involved, and he's going to choke him out.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Time. My face is getting burnt off.
Okay.
It looks bad, doesn't it? Like you see all this light on this side. Oh, fuck. Sorry, kid. Fucking allergies too, man. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry, Keith.
Sorry.
So sorry.
Anyway, so leading up to what we are pretty confident and sure that the main event of Saturday night will be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. So now I have stuff to say. Now I want you to say your stuff first because you were the one that kind of keyed me in on this TKO, this kind of idea of corporate stuff and kind of, so I want you to tell me how this feud and how it's building up with the insert of Pat McAfee. What are you seeing? I know you watched somebody else's and was dropping ideas and you've kind of formed what you think they're doing for this feud. So you tell me what you're vibing.
Man, okay. I'm going to take my hat off for this, and you're just going to have to deal with my receding hairline. Okay. This to me, and I mean, I need people to kind of stay on the ground with me here. But at least to me, this seems like it's heading towards a NWO versus WCW kind of thing, where it's the misfits, the badasses, you know, going up against the corporate kind of deal, where you're going to have TKO come out, who they have probably the only person that you can have come out and lead TKO is The Rock.
Like a suits versus skins kind of.
Yeah, weird, you basically, like you're going to NWO versus WCW, where it's the board of directors versus everybody else. So you're either on board with the corporation deal or you're an outcast and you're not going to get, you know, you're going to get fucked with the whole time.
A different twist to the authority type thing as well. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
And as much as everybody was pissed off at Triple H when the authority thing was going on, and they just kept saying over and over how it's just so burnt out. It's trash. It's just
hate sells too.
It's sold like a mother. And at WrestleMania 30, they had the greatest payoff ever when Daniel Bryan did what he did. So yeah, it's supposed to piss you off.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's supposed to elicit some sort of an emotion out of you. That's why they do this.
Yeah. That's what people get in mixed up. Yeah, you're supposed to get a really happy thing or a really hateful thing. You're supposed to cause a reaction. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where they're heading. Who's on whose side, that will come out in the wash in the end. But I think as a startup, you have Pat McAfee there because he's in like the ultimate company man. Like he'll do anything for Triple H. He'll do anything. He's got his own deal going on. He's got his own show that he can build shit on. It's an extension of WWE. His show is. They're doing it right now. So they can use his show to get some stuff out and to have people like, oh man, I should probably watch Pat McAfee because of, you know, Cody Rhodes goes in there and beats the shit out of his studio. You know what I mean?
That was so funny.
Yeah. And I mean, it's stuff like that can happen on a show where you don't expect it to happen. So at WWE, and I know Triple H is looking at it like, we could use this as like NXT light. You know, we could put some of our shit, you know, like Pat can talk sports. He's going to keep doing his thing, but there's going to be a little insert here. It's like watching for a QR code. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like watching to see maybe he brings on a wrestler here and there. He fucks with them, whatever. But one thing caught my attention is if you look at the match promo, you see Pat next to Randy Orton. He's giving a little eyebrow. You got a little eyebrow going up in that little promo shot. So I think it's little things like that are what you have to look for in the Triple H era. I mean, that's the way that they show you.
An Easter egg.
Okay. You know, so I just think it's stuff like that I look at. You know, I don't look at every single little thing and think that it's something. I don't. Sometimes I'll look at it, it's like, I'm not buying that, or I don't see that happening. But if you're going to run like a team TKO, you gotta have TKO. You'll have RKO. you'll have Pat. You need is a yeah. Hey-yo. You know, but I mean, the NWO started with 3 guys. That's all you needed. If you got The Rock, if you've got Randy Orton, and you got Pat McAfee, okay, The Rock would be Hogan, Orton would be Kevin Nash, and Pat McAfee would be Scott Hall because Scott Hall was the mouthy guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mouthy guy. Kevin Nash was a little bit more cerebral. That's Randy Orton. And then you have your legend, Hogan, Rock. So To me, that's where I see this going. I think this could be the start of that. Now, will The Rock actually show up? Who knows?
Now,
Who knows? But I think this is probably the most potential for him to make an appearance and start this, and then we'll see what happens from there. Now, so if he doesn't show up, then I will never predict The Rock to show up ever again. But I think that's where it's heading, to me anyway. So I could be wrong, but I'm also sick and tired of seeing Cody.
yeah.
So
who was the rapper that was with The Rock last year? Travis Scott. Okay. So for me, Travis
fucking Scott.
I'm good. Anyway, what I'm hearing to me is this sounds like a copy and paste. It sounds like, hey, we have The Rock and we're gonna have Cena and Travis Scott, and now it's, hey, we're gonna have The Rock, we're gonna have Randy Orton, and we're gonna have Pat McAfee. I don't think that's what they're doing. And I could see why that's been set up and it looks that way. And I think it looks that way on purpose because it'll sell and you won't think about what they're really doing. I think they're just trying to manipulate us as the fan. For me specifically, what I think happened, Randy Orton had a lot of good heat by the fans. A lot of cheers. We're singing his fucking song. We're as loud as we've ever been for Randy fucking Orton. They saw that, like Jey Uso's stuff, and they said, well, we have to put Orton in the final. Go ahead. What's the problem?
You'll say Randy fucking Orton, but you won't say Travis fucking Scott.
No, because I don't care.
Come on, Kim.
Anyway, because it's Randy fucking Orton. I feel like you put the fucking in there, it's like Seth fucking Rollins. Like, I think it adds like a stature to it. But I'm fucking Travis Scott. There, I'll put it in the beginning because he's a fuck.
Okay, that's okay.
Is that better? All right.
Yeah.
So
that works.
So all that momentum that Orton had, it became clear he needed to be in the main event, right? You could have done Orton and Drew McIntyre, and everybody would have been like, fucking 15, here we come. Problem is they didn't want McIntyre in there. They wanted Cody in there somehow. And then I understand how that manipulates everyone into feeling, oh, TKO style, oh, golden boy. You just got to have your golden boy. I see that. And that plays a small part. But I think that they put Cody in because the game plan was always, we want Cody and Orton to feud. And we feel like this is the best we can do for a Mania match. But they wanted Cody to win. But the fans don't want Cody to win. The fans have already decided Orton 15. It's fucking happening. We got Cena 17. We are getting Orton 15. And the whole fucking universe has decided it's Orton. And what does WWE do? Shit, that's not really what we were wanting to do. We wanted to sell this feud. We wanted to make Orton the bad guy. And we wanted Cody to win in a tough match and then just like shake hands and it not be a big deal. And we wanted to sell it real good. And then that's, no, Orton goes heel. We're still cheering him because we already decided Orton is the guy. So what do? Well, shit, we got to find a way to make these fucking people hate Orton. What are we going to do? Cody is the babyface. What are we going to do? Hey, let's put Pat McAfee with Orton and be obnoxious and suddenly be a heel, and that'll work. And now it's working. To me, this is just to manipulate their result. They want us to hate Orton. They're going to have Cody Rhodes go over because that's what they wanted. And we were going to manipulate what they wanted to do because we were going to hijack Mania like we did years ago and demand that this is what you do. We don't want Roman Rock. It's over. It's done. It's Cody won Rumble. It's got to be Cody. Yeah. And so they shifted, but they don't want to shift again. That pissed them off. TKO, I think, was pissed off. They wanted Roman Rock. And I get where you guys are coming from and you're saying, hey, it's TKO versus WWE and it's the regular guys versus the sellouts. And like I see it, but I don't really think that that's what the payoff is. I think the payoff is we just want Cody to win. How can we manipulate the WWE universe into feeling like it was their choice? You wanted Cody to win, didn't you? No, I don't. No. I still pick Randy fucking Orton to win this match. 15 is coming. I don't feel any different. You want me to hate him? I love to hate Randy Orton. You got it all twisted. I love to hate Randy. He's a great heel.
Yeah.
He's a great heel.
Oh, yeah.
So they're trying to manipulate us. If Cody wins, I think what I just said was right. They were trying to make it be Orton's the bad guy. You hate him. You hate him. He's awful. He's the worst. Pat McAfee sucks. He's going to leave. if Orton loses, you get what you want. They're trying to
Mhm.
manipulate us. Now, if Orton wins, maybe it is that sell off that you're talking about. But I think that he does have to win for it to be what you're describing, which is a TKO overhaul kind of thing. And I would like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just
Yeah.
they're just trying to manipulate the universe into what they want the result all along. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, WWE, especially one Paul Levesque, is their whole thing is being a step ahead and not letting the fans dictate the show.
Right. They don't want that.
Now he will give you what you want
But on their
sometimes,
time.
but on their terms, So I don't disagree with you. I do think that, they needed a reason for not just the fans, but the internet shows, the podcast, and everybody to say, what the fuck is Pat McAfee doing here?
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so they can say,
The
this is
ESPN
stupid.
Yeah.
This is retarded. What is this? Makes no sense at all. I don't know what's going on. What's WWE thinking? Randy Orton's got to be irate about the whole thing.
The casual, the ones that are just like kind of in and out and they don't watch it that much. They easy to manipulate. Yeah, this is bullshit. This
Very
sucks.
easy,
What a terrible product. Like they're easily shifting them to Cody Rhodes' side.
Yeah, but it's not going to work on me. I'm
It
not
is
going to
not.
be on Cody's side because Cody has been doing the politician thing for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And 4 years, actually. It's starting to become stale. But the thing that makes me feel and think the way I do, they are deliberately going on TV and bringing TKO into this. And they're mentioning the ticket prices. They're mentioning, hey, well, you're taking that TKO merch check, ain't you?
That is true.
And it's like,
that is true.
It's like, but they're involving that whole thing. And when you bring, Triple H knows this better than anybody. When you bring reality into it, it sells it so much better. It makes the story so much more interesting, and everybody just becomes like, oh, shit. I mean, they're bringing in like actual things. So it's like TKO guys are going to be like, okay, all right, we'll see. Yeah, okay. Well, their eyes are definitely getting widened up, but you can't bring up TKO and not bring up The Rock. I mean, The Rock is basically the board.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And to do that, I think if you're going to bring up TKO and you're going to bring in the reality portion of that, then I think you have to do something big to pay it off, because they're not going to sit there and be like, I don't think the board of directors is going to say, okay, well, you're going on your show with millions of viewers and you're talking about us having too high ticket prices.
Okay.
What are you doing? You can't. And if they didn't have their approval to do it, they wouldn't do that. So I think that's that's the reason why I'm thinking, and it may not start tomorrow. It may not start at Mania this weekend, but I think somewhere down the road, I think it would have to be this year, or at least by SummerSlam. That's just going to have to start setting off, because why is McAfee talking shit and Punk talking shit about each other, and they're not even feuding?
Those are very excellent points. That does give your theory a lot of possibility. You're right. They wouldn't allow that to be discussed unless that was something, that was not crumbs to start building something.
Yeah.
This might be the build of that. I hope that it is. I guess I'm a little bit skeptical that it's not more simple of, we just want Cody to be the winner for something we planned next kind of thing. If it's that, that's awesome. I love that thought process, something a little different that really incorporates reality and makes it feel real, and like ticket prices are real, they're hitting your actual pocket. Like, it makes it feel you can get behind it really esteemed wise. Like, I'm really behind Punk, these fucking ticket prices. But McAfee just was like, he's making a lot of money and ain't bitched once. And it's like, and it makes you care more. It draws the viewer in. So I hope it's that. But I just feel a little skeptical that it's not a little simpler. And we just need Cody to win because the next guy he faces is X, and they were planning it, and we just need everyone to shut up and be happy that Cody wins. Like, that's how I'm worried about. But I love your payoff. I would really like, really would.
Yeah, and who's the one guy that the WWE guys who are not, beholden to the shareholders and the board. Who's the one guy in WWE who doesn't give a fuck about any of that? CM Punk.
BB Punk, yeah.
He will talk about anything, anytime, anywhere. He will blast anyone
Pipe
at any
bomb
time.
this and that, yeah.
So he is, to me, he is the perfect person
to like lead
to have lead WWE against TKO.
Yeah. And then maybe that's a Survivor Series thing, which you can set up by the end of the year. I hope that's the payoff. I do.
Yeah, and absolutely that could be what ends up happening.
Yeah, get old Pat in that fucking double thing. That'd be fun. He'd just be fucked up the whole time. That'd be fun though to see Pat do that. The War Games.
It would be. Yeah, he has been in a War Games before in NXT.
Oh, in NXT.
Yeah, he went against like Adam Cole and the Undisputed guys.
Okay, yeah.
And then he was with a couple other dudes. But yeah, I mean, so Pat has experience with that. But I mean, to me, if you're gonna do this, then I mean, I think that's the only way really that it can go. And why? And again, the only thing that makes me feel that way is why is CM Punk and Pat McAfee going at it if they're not gonna pay that off down the road?
Excellent.
I mean, they have no reason. They have no reason to be beefing and shit talking to each other.
Hopefully, that means that Randy will win, because if he were to lose, Pat said he would leave. So you're just like, again, payoff. Orton's gonna win. I'm hoping.
Yep, me too. So, spoiler alert: I think Randy's gonna win.
Hey, me too. I'm hoping.
Hey.
You've sold me on the extracurriculars. Maybe it is gonna happen. I'm worried, but we'll see. So Mania, we'll speed up a little bit, but because we've talked about other things a few times, so we'll just kind of close our stuff a little. Mania Night 2 will probably only have 6 matches because of what they're going to put on there for time, I think. We'll see. They said they're going to start the night with Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Now, I mean, that's going to be awesome, but it's going to be for the casual viewer, it's going to be a little big man hit you. And it's not going to be a bunch of
big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah. And it's not going to be this amazing just wrestling just exhibition, but it's going to be big power moves against one another that are really impressive to see one large man being lifted up by another large man and being slammed down. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I would be very surprised if Lesnar won. Yeah. I'm about 90% sure Oba Femi is going to go over in this match.
Yeah, this to me could go one of two ways. It's either gonna be it's gonna be like an Undertaker entrance,
slow motion.
This could be a 5-minute match or it could be a 20-minute match. I think either way, it's gonna be a banger.
I hope it's a little longer than 5, but yes, it could.
I know.
It could go 5. It really
could. Like I could easily see this happening. Bell rings, Brock runs at Obi, hits him with the freaking sit-down power bomb immediately, gets a 2 count,
does it again,
goes over, tries to do it again. Brock reverses into like 12 Germans in a row, F5, kick out.
Yep.
And then what am I going to do? They both take a knee, take like 20 breaths in, and then they both do 2 finishers, and one of them pulls out the win. You know what I mean? But
it's going to be a finisher fest.
Finisher fest. I mean, that's what Brock's matches are against bigger guys.
That's what they've been.
It's just, hey, run at me. I'm going to F5 you, kick out. All right, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to German you 3 times. I'm going to hit you with another F5, kick out. All right, I'm going to get frustrated, and you're going to catch me sleeping. Hit me with a couple finishers, and then we'll go home. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I think both of these guys have a 20, 30-minute match in them. They could easily do it. But I think it's going to be quick because you got the ladder match after that. Ladder match has got to take 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think Oba and Brock will go maybe 10 tops. So I just think it's going to be one of those instantly first move is going to be a finisher, one or the other.
Right. Yeah, because you can't have Goldberg put Lesnar down years ago so damn fast and put him down in like 30 seconds. And then just like
I'm still pissed about that.
And not think in the back of your mind, Man, to put Oba over, they could have Oba put Brock down in like 30 seconds. Like I'm not going to be amazingly surprised at that, but I will feel surprised still, even though I know that it's possible. I would just be like, holy shit. They just
Yeah.
they just squashed Lesnar. Like, and that means a
Yeah.
lot for you to talk about later. You squashed Lesnar?
Yeah.
So
And what
that's
better?
possible.
That's an instant rocket strap on Oba. Instant. But I think they made that mistake a few times before, rocket strapping someone a little bit too quick. But I think in Oba's case, I think he's ready.
I think so too.
I mean, already. His promo Monday alone was enough to sell me. I mean, this dude has it.
Yep.
You already know he's physically gifted and he can go with the best of them. But what he did on the mic, man, I was just sitting in there the whole time in awe. Yep. He didn't have one slip.
Like the Adonis.
He was out with it. Just there, I mean, this was literally my face watching him on TV. He's like,
whoa.
Dude, yep. I haven't heard this guy talk like that before. Yep. But I mean, it was raw, no pun intended. It was raw. And it was pure emotion from him. I was like, wow, he's fucking ready. I mean, he doesn't need Brock Lesnar, but I'm sure he'll take it.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
I think I genuinely think that Oba will go over because Brock doesn't have to. Brock is always going to be beast, and he's always going to be known whenever he shows up. You know, he doesn't need the momentum because we all know he's probably done after this year.
Brock can come out the Raw after, and Paul Heyman can talk about how he shouldn't have had that popcorn, and then that's it, and we just fucking move on. Like, we don't, okay, you got squashed by him, and you had popcorn, so he slipped, and you got beat. Hey, we'll just move on because Brock has lost a match before. Like,
so it's not side of beef before that match.
So it doesn't really like hit you bad, but the aura of Brock, and it's like, yeah, that's a rocket strap you can hand out, and you just see what you can do with who you give it to. Yeah. So it feels ready. It feels ready for Oba.
And even if he loses, I mean, Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Lesnar is going to have aura no matter where he goes and when he comes out to. Always. So I think if you got to put Oba over in this case.
Every time you hear Lesnar's music, dude. I mean, we were doing that for years. Every time we thought something Cena or somebody was going to got, and it was just like, buddy, just ready, just wait for it. You're going to hear the. Like,
what was it? Was it SummerSlam last year? We're like, it's just never going to happen, and then it happened.
Yeah, we finally gave up. And then
right when we
Cena's
give up,
literally getting out of the ring and didn't ready to, and then you're like, oh, and you knew the moment you heard the sound, you knew that Cena was about to get fucked up. I'm like, oh, and you said, how you gonna do Ernest like that?
How you gonna do Ernest like that?
But the next match, we segue to it, the Intercontinental title match. It's gonna be fun. Usually for the men, you're either gonna get an exciting TLC ladder match or something for a belt on Mania, or you're going to get like a four tag team, 6 tag team, just everywhere. People just fucking flying everywhere. This one's going to be fun, so stay tuned. ESPN's going to have themselves a great Sunday. These 2 matches are going to be really dope, really good. Who do you think? Because a lot of people, I think Penta will actually hold because of what he's doing. Who do you think will best chance take off the belt from Penta? Who gets it, you think?
Okay. Are you asking me what I think will happen, or if the belt has to leave,
Both.
Should it go to?
What do you think will happen, and then if their belt were to leave? And if that's, which one do you, I mean, if it's the same, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me. I love Penta so much. I'm a big...
He's aight.
Penta. I love Penta. Regardless of how you feel about Royal Rumble 2025, I don't care. But I want him to hold on to the belt.
Okay.
And I think he will.
Okay.
But if they have to change hands, I think it has to be Javon Evans.
Bounce.
I think it has to be Javon Evans. He's got a rocket strap on him right now. I mean, he's like singles competitor Montez Ford. He has ups. He bounces around that goddamn ring and outside. He has there's no limit on what he can do. and the dude has endurance for days.
Yeah.
He can be in a 5-minute match, he can be in a hour-long match, and he's going to do his thing. I think you're not going to put it on Rusev. Don't.
But
balls.
at one point, Rusev's going to beat the shit out of all of them. At one point, Rusev's going to look like he's going to win, and then he's going to step on the ladder, and he's going to have the wrong one, and it's going to be like rubber, and he's going to fall off of it.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to crush everyone really bad. At some point in the match, it's going to look like Rusev's dominating. Could be early, but no, I don't think he'll win.
No, I mean, yeah, he'll probably, because he is the biggest guy there.
Easy.
He will be the biggest guy there.
By a lot.
Unless you include the circumference of JD McDonough's head,
which it is large.
Yeah, Lord the Farquaad.
But at some point, we're gonna get 15-minute McDonough where he's just gonna be like, he's just gonna lay there selling.
Look at the heat on that boy.
Like, wow, he got hit by Rusev earlier, and he's still just laying there.
Yeah, he's gonna lay down for like 12 minutes.
What a seller.
Yes, no. So good at
so we're agreeing. I think Penta will probably win. I will be pretty happy and excited though if we get a little bouncy Javon Evans. I will be very happy.
I will be happy. I will be happy.
I'm rooting for
one of those two. I'm rooting for Javon too. I don't think Penta can do anything wrong. You know, I like the belt. I like the Intercontinental belt. Feels right on him. But I also think Javon is in that spot right now where you could put a secondary title on him. I think he's better than a United States champion, but he's not quite major title guy yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see him holding the Intercontinental belt, and I would be absolutely thrilled to watch how he carries the title.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, I would be very excited for a Javon Evans versus Penta one-on-one match.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
That probably can get set up. Like, we can probably make that as a backlash. We can get two of these guys into the match for the title at Backlash. So that's why I'm happy with how the WWE set this one up. I think they did all right. They didn't have to have Ray, but that's how things shook for 6-7 different wrestler reasons. So it is what it is. But Dragon Lee's going to be fun. JD's going to be fun in the match. I just think it's probably Penta or Javon. So yeah, I agree.
Amen.
The next match to discuss, which I have an input on, I think the Women's Championship. Jade McCargill versus Rhea Ripley.
McCargill?
No. Jade Cargill. Anyway, I honestly don't think Rhea is going to win. Because Jade hasn't done anything and it doesn't mean much. I have thought of one angle where I think it could happen. I like that they put Michin and the other girl, can't remember her name, with Jade. You're not frozen. With Jade. B-Fab. I like that they put them together. That feels right. Yes. Jade leading a faction, rude, oh, we gonna beat up on you.
Yeah.
That fit good.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck? You're just gonna like switch them after she was whooping their ass. And it's like, yeah, whoop them into submission. I like it.
Yeah, whoop them into submission.
There's the big junkyard dog, and she's got little puppies that she fucking beat into submission, right? So, like, it works.
Yeah.
I don't think Rhea's going to win, but this is what I could see happening. If Rhea could win, in my mind, it's because Io Sky gets involved, and she doesn't have a match. So I think she is going to be there to help Rhea. But it's still 3-on-2. The only way Rhea Ripley wins this match is if we get the 3 from last year's main event of the women's title. We get Bianca Belair to come out as a surprise. And then you got all 3 on the same side that all had this feud last year. And I'm going to take your spot. I'm going to take your spot. Then Bianca can come in, help Rhea, and Bianca can start a feud with Jade that you can sell by SummerSlam. So for me specifically, that's the only way I see Rhea winning. Otherwise, Jade's got this in the bag. Mm-hmm. Jade's going to win.
Yeah. I love them both so much.
Mama versus Mamacita. Or Mama versus Mommy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mommy. Mama.
Just a lack of competition, man. between then and now. Just now, this whole build after Rhea won an Elimination Chamber
helped Jade, I think.
It's helped, but you didn't hear shit out of Jade up until then when we knew it was going to be Rhea.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, Bish, I'm coming after you. And then it's like, okay, well, now we got Rhea Ripley and we got Jade Cargill. It sells itself. Now you can bring Jade in and now you can build onto something, which I think they build up pretty good to it.
Yes.
But I think absolutely you put the belt on Rhea Ripley right now because I think Jade needs the experience of building back up to championship potential. And you can do that by feuding her with Bianca between now and then. And then you can give her another shot at the women's title or maybe even move her and then she can compete with somebody else for the other championship or something like that. But I just think they put the belt on her a little bit too fast. Maybe it was out of necessity or they just felt like they had to do something with it. But that women's title has basically been non-existent ever since she grabbed it.
Well, if Rhea,
so I think Rhea does more for the title than what Jade does.
I mean, if Rhea wins, that puts her on SmackDown too.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Absolutely, and they're probably going to have a draft soon anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it every year, but I think Rhea should go over. I think she will. It's just I want to see how Jade looks, and she's looked a lot better in the matches that she's actually had, but she hasn't done a whole lot lately, like literally nothing. Yeah. So I'm really curious to see how she looks, and depending on the way she looks, we'll see.
Yeah, I think that Rhea can win if Bianca comes back, but if not, I think it's going to be Jade. That's my vote. So We'll see. The United States Championship. I know how I feel. So I do think the WWE missed the boat on this one. I think they should not have had a straight exhibition on Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. They had a perfect opportunity to at least make it a triple threat. Trick Williams and Carmelo, with all their history, Carmelo's done well holding the IC belt. And to remove him at the fucking 12th hour, that really was shitty. To me, really just Carmelo like doing that to him, and he probably thought he had a shot for Mania, kind of pulled him the rug out for Trick, he just got here, and Melo hasn't had a Mania moment, and you thought maybe he was going to, and then all of a sudden Trick gets called up and he takes his Mania moment too, and Sammy takes it away. That one hit me sour. Mm-hmm. That one was like almost Cody level, like when Cody won Rumble and they were going to just take it away and give it to The Rock. It hit in that kind of feel for me, not quite as much. You're like taking it away from Carmelo. I thought that was shitty. I think this was a great opportunity to actually make it a fatal four-way. Why isn't Ilya Dragunov not also in there? Because he won it off Sammy. So you win it off Sammy, you drop it to Melo, Melo holds it down, then you take it back away for Sammy, and neither Ilya or Carmelo are in the title matchup, and it's Trick. How does that happen? Just put them in a fatal four-way.
Yeah, I would have been just happy.
The common opponent, like.
Yeah, I would have been happy with Carmelo Trick 1-on-1. But I mean, unless Carmelo is legit injured, I don't get it. Like Sammy's so I'm so burnt out of Sami Zayn. I just am.
I cut my hair because you don't like Sammy anymore, by the way. I got it.
Which makes me not hate you very much. But yeah, I mean the whole Sammy lore, I don't understand it. I mean it's like back when he faced Johnny Knoxville. That's how low I am on Sami Zayn right now. So if Sammy goes over on Trick, I'm so done. I'm just done. They're forcing Sammy down our necks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
So
if Trick doesn't come out of this with the belt, I'm no longer invested.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think Sammy's going to do a little heel work for just a few. And I don't think he's going to be a clear heel. Like, I think that he'll be still battling with the fact that he's trying to be a babyface, but he's going to be heelish. I think they're going to do that with Sammy and be heelish. I don't think it'll last too long because I think he'll have an interaction with somebody that'll kind of show him to be true to himself or something. And he'll kind of have like a
Karrion fucking Kross, bud.
Listen, I know you're not going to get over that, but this is what I saw the other day. At some point, and it might not even be a year from now. Maybe it's 2 years out. I think that Sami Zayn's story, if he were to ever win a world title, it would be to beat Roman Reigns for the title. Otherwise, I don't think it'll ever happen. So I think this some heelish stuff for the next 2 or 3 months. Could you get people to start liking him again after being a heel, but then being like flipping it back to being babyface? Can you get people to start rooting for him again by Rumble? And then can you build it back up in time and stuff like we'll see. I'm not obviously just going to give up on Sammy, but what they're doing with him right now is I understand it's making everyone not like him. That's fair. That is fair. But it's not Sammy's fault. He's being booked badly and it's screwing his fanage up, right? You were happy. You were a fan of Sami Zayn pre-Karrion Kross. You liked Sammy just fine. You enjoyed his stuff with KO, with the Usos, the honorary Usos. You were good. You liked him. And then it just started to get a little stupid. And then the Karrion Kross thing happened and you sold it out away. I get it. But there is still revival in there with Sammy, but they're going to probably need to just make him kind of a bad guy for a minute so people can just get their feelings out because they've booked him bad.
I don't know.
They've booked him bad.
I mean, there's so many like legendary guys that were legendary without ever winning a world championship.
Yeah.
And I think Sammy is probably going to be on that same level. He's one of those guys that I don't want to see a world championship on him at any point in time whatsoever because it's not going to go anywhere. There's no believability in it. And if you're not going to allow Roddy Piper or Mr. Perfect or Jake Roberts or anybody, any of those guys to ever win the title because it was never believable that any of those guys would ever beat Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant or the Ultimate Warrior, then it's not going to be, I'm never going to believe Sami Zayn beating Roman Reigns. I'm not going to believe Sammy beating Cody or Drew or anyone else like that. So Sammy as a world title guy, not believable. Just keep him in the mid card. And then maybe eventually he'll die out, go to AEW or something like that. I don't see it. Not in WWE. I just don't see it happening. If you want to keep him in the U.S. title picture for a little bit, fine. But I just don't see him as a main event kind of guy. Not since he lost to Roman at Elimination Chamber way back in the day. So that's the last time I believe that he had a shot.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand. So let's move on then. I do think Trick will win. But let's move on. Finn Balor, Demon Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. I think we can all agree Dominic is an easy mark to lose on this one.
Yeah,
we're going to get a Demon Balor, and let's give Finn Balor a push. Can we say it here on the J&K show? Let's push Finn Balor. He's done his work for fucking years. It's time to start to give him a little bit of a strap, with a rocket attached, and light it, soon because it's time. It's about time.
Yeah, and I this is the one thing that WWE does sometimes that just twists my tits. They should not have said the Demon will be back. They should have left it for the entrance. Build in let Dominic come out first, and then let it simmer for about 2 minutes. Just show the crowd, show Dominic, like, man, what the hell's taking so long?
And then the lights go out. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have any idea how powerful a load that would have been to just come out? I was like, yeah.
And now they've taken some of that feeling away. So but
I'm still happy to see Demon Balor back. But I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked.
They're giving us time. They're giving us time.
They're giving it down. We're coming down. Yeah. Will the excitement be there when he comes out as the Demon again? Of course.
Yeah.
It's everybody's favorite character. That if it's not the Fiend, then Demon Balor is number 2.
Yeah.
So
totally agree.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
I would have liked for the surprise to be kept, but I'm still happy and excited for it.
It's going to be very fun. I'm very, very happy to see it. And then the final match of all of Mania, I believe it will be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. These two have probably sold Mania as a whole. If you were going to put the weight of Mania on anyone, these two dudes are doing work and they're doing an amazing job. And the winner will be our tribal chief, Bud. Roman Reigns will be our winner. And it aligns with the idea of corporate. So I will jump on that idea. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, corporate will win. TKO will win. I like that thought process to some degree. So that, and it's just been too long since he's had the belt. I know he had it a long time. But this particular one, it isn't really that believable for me that Punk were to go over as far as the wrestlers. I'm like, no, Roman Reigns is better. He is. He's better. But Punk has done a great job holding the belt. He has done a great job. It was a much better run than I expected. He's done so good, and he probably could get the belt back again here soon. Who knows, right? But it's time for our tribal chief to get the belt back.
It is, and I believe it. I believe that he will. And what sold it was the promo he came out with yesterday
in the car.
Maybe it was in the car, yeah, when he was so talking about trying to be tough. We've seen what happens when you try to be tough, Phil. It's like, goddamn fucking name out your mouth. Oh man, that was just like, dude, this is final boss shit.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and this is like, yes, this is like, I'm coming for you. You're not going to beat me. You got fucked. Like, I got goosebumps watching that shit. You can call me an asshole. I don't care. But seeing stuff like that made it real. The F-bombs and everything. It was just like, you know what? Those two, their feud this whole time has been, I think, the selling point of the entire pay-per-view.
Yep.
The entire
and we
WrestleMania
get to close all Mania with it, and it's
so it good. Brings everything to a head, and everything's closing. That's like the only way that you can properly close the show is by having Roman go over on Punk. And not to say that Punk hasn't done a good job, like you said, he's carried
he's done so well
greatly this whole last run. You know,
he's made it believable that he's the guy. Like I've never once doubted that he wasn't that dude. Like he's done it perfect. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to be mad if he wins.
I won't be mad, but I'll
be a little surprised. I'll be very surprised. For Roman, right? I'm for Roman, but I'm not going to be mad if Punk wins. I'm going to be like, Punk is in his moment. This is the highest he's going to have in his moment before he's retiring. Like he's at the peak of it, and he will eventually start to come off that peak. Like you beat Roman at Mania Sunday night. You beat the tribal chief in this kind of magnitude of match. Like, hey, that's where you're at now. You are at the highest you're going to be the rest of your career, and we'll slowly see you descend and gracefully, hopefully. But I think he can lose to Roman, and he can get it back, and he can stay one notch below that peak for a while, that plateau. Like, he can stay there for a while. So, and I just see Roman, it's like, it's just time. Because if Roman loses, I don't know what you're doing with Roman at all either. I think it's time for him to hold the belt and be the dude for a few. That's my mind.
Yeah. And he hasn't had that version of the belt yet.
Right.
So
exactly.
He's got to have it, and I think he will. Everybody's like, "Well, he's going to be part-time champ again." Good. It brings meaning to the belt again. Each title defense is going to be the match of the night. It's going to be what everybody wants to see.
And he's not wrestling all the time. I understand that. But he is making appearances, especially during the Mania run. He's been appearing almost every week. And that's really what we're wanting, is for him to be on the shows at least every other week, twice a month. If we can manage that, he has matches at the pay-per-views. That's good enough. Instead of Paul Heyman, the Advocate, showing up and talking for like Lesnar and Roman in the past, Roman doesn't have that mouthpiece. He is the mouthpiece. He's the tribal chief. He will come and he will say, acknowledge me. And it'll be, just him. Because we haven't seen just him. He always had his family, pretty much. And so we need to see this version of him with this version of the belt. And so, yes, the only one, tribal chief. But
put him up.
Should be a really good Mania. At least half these matches, I think, are bangers. I would say 75% of them are really good. There's only a couple that I'm not that excited for. So should be a really good Mania. If I can get 10 out of the 14 or 13 matches that I'm pretty like, hey, these are pretty good, then I'm gonna be happy with that. I am. And you can't make them
Yeah.
all amazing. You can't. You try, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's really not possible to make every match awesome.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're going to have slip ups here and there, probably. You might have a couple botches here and there. But I think the floor is a B minus show.
Yeah.
But, it has the potential to be an A.
Yes.
An A overall. But I think the lowest you could probably give it would be a B minus, C plus. But
yeah,
just because of the lack of build on some of them. But they could turn around and surprise the shit out of us.
At least the lack of build is on like a Rollins Gunther, who are two premier guys. If you're going to have a lack of build, you better throw us two studs. So at least they were able to do that. That's why I remain hopeful, even without the build and the anticipation that you could normally give us for a Mania match. Those couple ones that aren't hitting for that, they could still be awesome. So that's where I'm like,
oh, absolutely.
That's where I'm like, hey, most of these are going to be good. All right.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll be bad at all. I think it should be a decent show.
Worst match of the whole thing. You still expected AJ Lee, Becky Lynch. As far as match, that's probably the one I'm the least excited about. Honestly, the rest of them are pretty good. Even Zayn Trick. If they have a decent match and Trick wins, I don't think you'll look at that match and be like, I hated that match. You know what I mean? Like, you aren't happy about it. You're not excited. But if they have a solid match and they do have some good spots and Trick ends up winning, you're not going to look back at that match and be like all pissed off by it, because it gave you the feelings you were wanting. And so you're not really going to be grading it on like a bad scale. So like I said, I think there's a lot of good potential with this card.
It should still be a decent match.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's our show. We got the Mania done. And until next time, guys, see you later.